Hey guys, so I recently shared a tour of my TBR shelf, and after filming that video I realized I really want to make my TBR like teeny tiny. So today I'm going to be sharing an unhaul. I'm going to be sharing some books that I think I'm not going to like, so I'm going to give them a very short period of time to impress me. But before we get into that, I got another pair of glasses sent to me. These are by KoalaEye, and I got ones that are like very similar to the other ones that I own, but are like metal frames instead of the plastic frames, and I'm very impressed by them. They feel like really high quality, and if you go in the description, I'll have a link where you can get a prescription pair of glasses for $4.99. Like $4.99. I'll have that below. There's specific ones. The ones I have on right now are called the Mandel, and if you don't want one of their $4.99 options, then I have a link or a coupon below where you can get 50% off of some glasses as well. So check those out if you're looking for glasses. I've been very impressed with these ones, and I feel very like Harry Potter-esque, which is always fun. Okay, so on to my shelf. I've got two stacks of books there. One is one that I'm going to be getting rid of completely, not even going to try the books. The other one I'm going to give approximately 50 pages, and if like the book hasn't gripped me by then, or if it turns me off before then, I'll stop it. I want my TBR, ideally one of my goals that I'm going to set for next year is going to be to get that down to like 30 books or less, and that's not even all of the books on my TBR, so this is quite to the feat I'm trying to accomplish here. So let's get started with the books that I'm going to be unhauling to start. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to unhaul right off the bat is an entire trilogy. I don't know what I think it's called, The Great Library maybe? We got Ink and Bone, Paper and Fire, Ash and Quill. I'm not sure if even that's the right order. I started Ink and Bone about 2 years ago on audio, and it really just didn't grip me. I feel like maybe this had potential. It was like in a world where books are kind of like banned, only certain people are allowed to have them or something, and yeah, so there's illegal books. It sounds like an interesting concept, but I wasn't into it. It kind of got a little bit political, and I'm realizing that I don't really like political stories, so this is like political fantasy. I think not really my cup of tea, so I'm not even gonna try it again. We're just gonna get rid of it. Then what I kind of do sometimes, I think there's two books on this pile that this falls into, is I accidentally pick up the second book in a series. Because I get a lot of my books from thrift stores or little free libraries, I don't always pay a ton of attention to that. Sometimes it says book 2 right on the spine and I still somehow manage to miss it. This is A Small Dose of Murder. I don't know anything about it. This is a Christian fiction story of some sort, and I just thought, you know, it's book 2, I have to read book 1 yet. I can just get them both from the library if I really like it. I don't want to hold on to a book 2 because it's just going to take me forever to get to book 1 to start. Okay, moving along. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. We are like getting this full-on winter snowstorm slash ice storm kind of thing, which I'm kind of like all there for, other than the fact that I have no groceries in my house and really need to go buy some. So either I will be hungry, we will just eat cereal for the next few days, or I will have to try to brave this. Anyway, I recently hauled this one, Robin Hobb's Shaman's Crossing. I think I came across this one in a little free library, and I never actually see Robin Hobb books around. I don't know if that's because Holly's picking them up whenever they're around or what, but I never see them, so I thought I'd grab it. And then I got some like not very positive things about this book or series in the comments, and I was like, you know what? I still haven't finished the Assassin's Apprentice, whatever, Farseer trilogy, and the first book I was not a fan of anyway, so why am I trying to collect her books? So I'll just get rid of that. The next one is Fablehaven #2. I found this one in a little free library and thought my daughter might like it, but she's currently reading book 1 and isn't super impressed, so I think we'll unhaul that one when she's done with it and unhaul this one now. This one is The Assault. It's a, oh, this is a weird thing to describe. So it's 4 short stories written by 4 different people. It's like the same storyline, but each author has chosen one of the characters to write about. I read the first book in the series. It's called a cycle. This is cycle 2. And I thought it was just maybe a little too weird for me, so I just didn't want to keep that one, so why would I keep book 2? Okay, I picked this one up because it felt like something I would have, I don't know, the cover reminded me of my childhood, really, and I thought maybe I would read it for like a childhood reads thing, but I don't remember actually reading this book, so that one's just gonna go. And then once again, I don't know if this is book 2 in a series. It's definitely not book 1, and I haven't bought book 1, so this is A Conspiracy in Belgravia. This is the Lady Sherlock series, and I did actually just get book 1 from the library because I saw that Tia was kind of doing like a book club or a read along or something with it, so I thought I would try it, and I like got a few pages in and I was like, no, this isn't for me, so I don't want to read book 2. So that's my unhaul. And then that stack there are books that I am giving maximum 50 pages to decide if I'm going to be reading them or not. It's kind of like earlier in the year I did a retry or unhaul kind of pile of books, and I got rid of a lot of those. So we're gonna go through those and we'll see what they all are. I think it only makes sense if I like set a timeline for myself. Sorry, this is gonna get shaky. These, if I haven't tried them by my birthday, which is May 21st, that's pretty much exactly 6 months away, then they need to go. I'm gonna put them in a separate pile in the corner of my office, and they either need to be tried or gotten rid of by that point, I guess. So the first one is Mapping the Bones. I have had high hopes for Jane Yolen. Briar Rose was one I tried earlier in the year. It was a beautiful cover. Thought it sounded interesting. Was so disappointed. This one I think is the other ones were historical fiction fantasy. Oh yes, so we're in Poland, and there's twins whose lives feel like a fairy tale torn apart. So yeah, I don't know. This is Poland 1942, which sounds interesting to turn that into kind of historical fiction fantasy, but I was severely disappointed in Briar Rose, so I have low expectations for this one. Then we have The Queen's Rising. This is a YA fantasy, I think. Honestly, I kind of thought the cover was really cool when I picked it up, and is the reason that I picked it up. But since then I've realized I don't like a ton of YA, and I'm also not like huge into fantasy, so I'll give it 50 pages. Then some people are going to hate me for this one, but I'm putting The Huntress on here. Kate Quinn wrote The Alice Network, which I believe I started that one and didn't finish, and I'm just really realizing historical fiction is not for me. There are a few authors who I have exceptions by. Anything by Ruta Sepetys, Susan Meisner, like I have a few authors that I'm willing to read their books, but because I wasn't a huge fan of The Alice Network, I'm pretty sure I DNF'd that. I also have low expectations of this one, which is, I don't know, it says, in the aftermath of war, the hunter has become the hunted. I actually don't know anything about it. I just probably picked it up because it was a popular author. Then I have Hidden Places by Lynn Austin. This one I bought used. Interesting. So I think I bought it from a thrift store or like a little free library, and I shouldn't put this person's address maybe on BookTube, but the person that had this before me, or at some point before me, is from Washington. Like, I'm out in Canada, and this book came from Washington State. So I don't know if this is just as a novel, so I don't think it's part of a series. I don't know anything about it because it didn't come with a dust jacket or anything. I think she normally writes, I was gonna say like biblical fiction, but this one starts out Wyatt Orchard's November 1930. Oh, you know what? What if we for these books that are on my stack here, this potential unhaul stack, what if we read the first like sentence or two? That might help me decide if I'm actually gonna like it or not. So this one starts, they say everybody has a guardian angel watching out for them, but I'd never needed one half as badly as I did after Frank Wyatt died. Frank was my father-in-law, the last remaining Wyatt man in the whole clan. Okay, so that's kind of like mediocre. Let's try these other ones though. So the huntress. This one's like very water damaged. She was not used to being hunted. So the lake stretched slate blue, glittering. She was not used to being hunted. That's a good one. This takes place in Austria, autumn 1945. So she's not used to being hunted. Is she the hunter? The Queen Rising starts out with the Queen's Rising. Magnalia House was the sort of establishment where only wealthy, talented girls mastered their passion. This starts in Midsummer 1559, Kingdom of Volhynia. Not bad. And this one, oh, I always forget how to pronounce this. So the twins' names are, it's like Chame, but I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, and Giddle. So it starts out, Giddle remembers, my brother Chame and I came out of the womb almost at the same time, though he emerged a few minutes before me. That's meh. The next one is actually a non-fiction book, and it is The World is Our Classroom, How One Family Used Nature and Travel to Shape an Extraordinary Education. I got this one a while ago, and I don't know, I've just never picked it up. There's a foreword, preface, let's just go to the, there's a foreword, a preface, and an introduction, all before you get to chapter 1. And the introduction is really long. Let's just get to the chapter 1. As I rummaged through the drawer of hats and gloves looking for matching pairs, I heard the tea kettle whistle in the kitchen, reminding me to make hot chocolate for our thermos. Is tea kettle one word or two words? Because here it's only one, but I've never seen that written like that before. But what do I know? Spelling has never been something I'm very good at. Okay, this is a very well-loved book by some people. I have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So far, I don't know how I feel about Victoria Schwab. I liked her City of Ghosts, like the first book I read, so that was like middle grade. And then I didn't finish, no, I did read the first book, In a Darker Shade of Magic, and thought it was kind of meh. So this one starts out, Last Night, Merritt Cemetery. Victor readjusted the shovels on his shoulder and stepped gingerly over a half-sunken grave. Books when they take place in a cemetery can be interesting. This next book I don't necessarily have on here because I don't think I'm going to like it, but I need to make myself pick it up. That is Until Tomorrow, Mr. Marsworth. This is a middle grade historical fiction book that I've been meaning to read for a long time. I think it's even been on a TBR. And it's written all in letters? Oh, it's all in letters? Okay, it is all written in letters. Dear Mr. Marsworth, hello from Rennie Kelly from Missouri, your brand new summer paperboy. You can count on me to deliver your Tribune. I'm intrigued. I didn't realize this was all told in letters. I thought most of it, but no, from what I can see, it all is, so that's interesting. Books are falling down. The next one is The Forgetting. I bought this one at a local bookstore a while ago. Books are still falling. Because I thought, I went in to see the bookstore, wanted to support the business, but this was the only book I could find that I hadn't read and looked mildly interesting. This is supposed to be What Isn't Written Isn't Remembered, Even Your Crimes. Chapter 1 starts, I am going to be flogged and I don't know why I'm so surprised about it. Okay, I've got two more books here. This one I need to get to. This is The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. I don't even know what this book is about, but I tried The River, something about the river, by her and didn't like it. But Anne has kind of been pestering me a little bit to read this book, so I need to. It starts out, it was November, and it is November, so that's kind of nice. Although it was not yet late, the sky was dark when I turned into Laundress Passage. It's definitely not gripping right off the bat, but maybe it would be. And then the last one here is The Space Between Words. This one actually kind of sounded interesting. Jessica regains consciousness in a French hospital On the Day After the Paris Attacks. I can't remember what this one was about. I think it's maybe dual timeline, or it has something to do with history. The prologue starts 1695, and then I think we go kind of like modern times. The alarm went off at 8 on the day my life imploded. That's intriguing. Yeah, so that is the stack that I am giving up to 50 pages to grip my attention, or I need to get rid of them by May 21st. And then I'm going to keep working, plugging away at my TBR shelf. Some of these are going on my like monthly TBRs. Some of them I'm going to kind of do some try chapters. I might continue to make little piles like this for myself of books that I want to get rid of, books that I need to like try or just get rid of, because I'm finding I have bought too many books, and there's too big of a gap between I buy them and when I read them, and I want to read them shortly after I buy them when I'm excited about them. So hopefully this will help me to scale back my TBR and get me excited about the books that I'm buying and like start reading them right away. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if there is a book on this stack of books that I want to read or try by me. If there's one that you think is really good and I should start with that one. Thanks for watching.